Howdy there, Gym Chams. Welcome back to One Great Manga War. Hopefully you are having a fantastic day today. And today, we'll be going over my February manga log. And without further ado, let's get started. My manga log. February was very busy for me in my personal life, so I don't have a lot of manga I read this month. But what I have read has been a little bit of a mixed bag. So let's start off with the first one. And that is Tokyo Ghoul Volumes 11, 12, 13, 14. And surprisingly, for me, Tokyo Ghoul Re is getting a little bit better. Not majorly, mind you. My main problem with it's still in there, but it's getting a lot better and a lot more enjoyable. So that's pretty cool. So right where we're about at, where the story's going, is where the main character is wanting to like bridge the gap between humans and ghouls, which is freaking awesome in my opinion. I really like how they're doing it. For the most part, I really enjoy that part of the story. Up until they have this evil dude who's like, oh, I'm in the middle, I'm doing both. And I have these evil clown guys who are actually humans and some of them are ghouls, which are just kind of all mixed together and stuff. I don't know. I feel like the story could have been a little bit better if the main villain, where we're at right now, wasn't a part of it. He's fine. I don't have like any attachment to him though. He's not very well developed. Not a lot of characters are well developed in Tokyo Ghoul in my opinion, but it is getting better though, which is always a good thing. So instead of like the usual speed Tokyo Ghoul goes, it starts going a little bit slower, and instead of like an arc lasting like a volume or about a volume, like Nutcracker Girl only lasts like maybe half a volume, one volume or something like that. It was nuts. They're doing their final arc, they're spending a lot more time with it, which is a good thing, and I'm really happy about that. But they're still doing the whole like speeding through stuff. Like there'll be a fight, they're like, oh, we have to fight this guy, and they're like, boom, the fight happened, and it's about, we get to know the character, and then they fight, and it's like 2 chapters. I'm just like, or what feels like 2 chapters, like we don't get very much time to know who they are, or anything like that. I'm just like, okay, so this is a guy we fight, I don't know very much about him. He's just kind of like a headless, baseless, like brick wall, and I just, where's the character? What's special about this character that's different from other ones, What's so special about him? And we really don't get any of that. And that's my biggest problem with Tokyo Ghoul Re. There's a lot of parts of it that could be slowed the heck down, or we could like digest it a little bit better. But like we're just jumping from this plot point to this plot point and this plot point and this plot point, and it's just like have like some kind of like plan or something. It's fine. It's a fine book. I am enjoying it still, but yeah. All right. So the next one, which is a lot more positive, thankfully, is Beck Mongolian Chop Squad number 10, and my man Kakiyuki. This guy, he pulled it out of the park at this park when he sang a song, and like he shocked everybody and got all the band back together, and they did a wonderful performance. And the romance part of it, of the main character's main love interest, that got a little bit of a nice little moment in there, which is always awesome. Really felt deserved too. Then at the end, the main, I don't even call him the bad guy, like the main guy, the main antagonist? I don't know. The main guy who's like, was planning to kill or break the band up, goes to Beck and he's like, Kokiki. He's like, hey, I want to do a solo album with you. And he's like, what? And that's where the volume ends. And I'm like, oh man, super excited to get the next one. It was not $70. I will find volume 11 though, eventually. And then volume 12. Man, this was a great volume. Really great read. If you have not read Beck Mongolian Chop Squad, read it. It's so good. So freaking good. And then my final volume I read for the month was Initial D, volume 11. Super, like I said when I got the manga, I'm super happy to jump back into the series. So much fun. The characters just keep developing in much more great and interesting ways. My boy Tack lost the race, blew the engine, and is now getting the new car's engine. And his main love interest, he finds out that she has a sugar daddy, and is not really wanting to talk to her. Not because of that. Not because of the sugar daddy stuff. He's so depressed about breaking the AE86. A car that he didn't have any emotional attachment to up until like these last couple volumes. He had zero attachment to. It was only doing it because he somehow made a name for himself. And he's slowly starting to love street racing. And it's so freaking good. Watch him go from a quiet kid who's like, oh yeah, I know how to drive. I drive a tofu car, that's it. It's this kid that's like, do I have to do this? I have to do this, I guess, to keep my name good or whatever. To going from someone who feels remorse for breaking his car and getting so emotionally angry. He gets super angry at himself because he saw what's her name with her sugar daddy, and he was just like really freaking mad about that. So he took the race and he lost and blew the engine. And seeing him, have remorse for it and being like, I can never repay you, father, stuff like that is just really freaking great for the character and the series. And I am absolutely loving Initial D at the moment, even though I've already read this part. But man, so good, so freaking good. So yeah, those were the books I read in February. Not a lot, as you can tell, but most of them have been a lot of fun to read. So thank you guys for watching. Have a beautiful day, my Chimp Champs, and go out there and read some manga, my friends.